Hello, I'm Jan Shravinsky, and this is Break the Fake. They make them, we break them, and tell you everything you need to know. Viktor Orban, Hungary's self-appointed master of the universe, has been on a world tour of brown-nosing, leaving no authoritarian hand unshaken. Fresh from his US visit, where he posed alongside Donald Trump and Elon Musk with the cryptic caption, "The future has begun," Orban seems to believe he is now the key holder to global diplomacy. Never mind that the future he's referring to seems to be one where democracy is an afterthought and autocrats have a fan club. Orban's latest stunt? Another cozy chat with Putin, because apparently calling the Kremlin these days is as easy as ordering pizza. According to the ever-loyal Dmitry Peskov, the spokesman for the Kremlin, no secret messages from Trump were passed along during this heart-to-heart. Just some, light chit-chat about energy, Ukraine and Syria, because what better way to showcase Hungary's neutrality than acting as a telegram channel for a war criminal? Meanwhile, Germany's Olaf Scholz continues his own perplexing diplomatic ballet. One day, he promises Ukraine support until victory, but the next day, he's dialing up Putin, perhaps to ask for advice on gas prices, or to remind the Russian strongman leader that not all of Europe is entirely opposed to him, at least not openly. It's as if Scholz actually has an identical twin, and you never know which one you're talking to. One of them is the staunch ally of the West, although he's not giving Ukraine the Taurus missiles, but the other one, definitely a Putin admirer. Actually, that's something you might refer to as strategic ambiguity. You never know which one of these guys is in the room during the negotiations that you're actually conducting. Great idea. Back to Orban, however, who now seems to fancy himself the linchpin of East-West relations. One wonders if he walked into that meeting with Musk and Trump wearing a t-shirt that said Putin's bestie. His newfound confidence seems directly proportional to the number of times he has cozied up to Moscow. After all, what's a little global chaos when you're angling for the title of most obedient puppet of the Kremlin? By the way, Lukashenko must feel threatened right now. Certainly is. Orban sticks with Russia because it is, according to Russian propaganda, the strongest army in the world. 3 years of standing still in the Ukrainian steppes, not really moving forward, is somehow not mentioned at all.
Это та ситуация, которая есть. Тем не менее, сейчас наша армия, тут Салливан как-то так через губу сказал, вот посмотрите на русскую армию, которая была второй армией в мире. Он прав. Потому что сейчас мы, очевидно, первая. Армии с таким боевым опытом в мире сейчас нет. Новых методов ведения войны. А почему первая? Ну, потому что добавьте еще стратегическую составляющую. И тогда все станет понятно. А вот какая сейчас американская армия, это вопрос, на который не так легко получить ответ. Вот что говорит Виктор Орбан.
В том, что происходит на территории Украины, Америка является одним из главных действующих лиц. Без Америки не было бы войны. Без Америки эта война давно бы закончилась. Без участия Америки Украина не смогла бы сопротивляться. Россия изменилась, она стала очень сильной в этой войне. Украина тоже сильно изменилась, она сильно ослабла. Военное чутье Европы крайне слабое. У нас нет даже достаточного количества техники и боеприпасов, которые в противном случае были бы необходимы в случае конфликта с русскими.
So says the leader of a NATO country. It's embarrassing, if you ask me. If this is what the future looks like, Orban juggling his bromances with Musk, Trump and Putin, Scholz playing diplomatic ping-pong and Peskov dismissing awkward questions with a smirk, then we might all need to invest in a good pair of sunglasses, because the glare of absurdity could make us blind. Vladimir Putin, the great defender of human rights. I mean, you would laugh too if you were in my place. He is the defender of human rights, at least in his own imagination, because he recently lamented at a meeting with his Human Rights Council, yes, something like this really does exist in Russia, that the United States dares to arrest human rights defenders. A touching sentiment from the man whose regime just sentenced 9 Ukrainian defenders of Mariupol to draconian prison terms ranging from 24 years to life. And their crime, you may ask? Defending their homeland during Russia's brutal siege, that's what. Putin shedding crocodile tears over human rights while his puppet courts in occupied Donetsk dole out medieval punishments to Ukrainian soldiers for imaginary crimes. You wouldn't believe that if I told you this is the case. But yeah, this is reality. This is Russia. Meanwhile, those soldiers who stood against one of the most destructive assaults in modern history are being sent to serve time in Russia's notorious harsh regime penal colonies, because nothing says justice quite like imprisoning the people who dared to resist your invasion.
Вы сказали, что, к сожалению, находитесь в розыске по инициативе США. Ну, сожалеть, не о чем сожалеть. Мы все работаем здесь, живем здесь. Они там, пускай с собой сначала разберутся, они там скоро друг друга в розыск будут объявлять. Но это их проблема, а мы давайте будем решать наши.
So yeah, let's all shed a tear for Putin's profound concern over human rights. I mean, the mere fact that Putin is talking about this and that there is a human rights council in Russia makes you question reality. It's as if the simulation is breaking down. And now we have Vladimir Putin talking about human rights. Yeah, someone needs to press the reset button on the simulation, please. North Korea's march to the West is now in full swing. And it's not just through the boots of their soldiers on Ukrainian soil. No, it gets worse. The Hermit Kingdom has decided to unleash its ultimate weapon, cringeworthy pop music. Behold, North Korea's very own wannabe, I don't know, Spice Girls? Or is it trying to be like a female equivalent to BTS, somehow believing it's better than BTS? You know, this is really amazing. Before you actually take a look at that, let me remind you, K-pop, South Korean pop music, banned in North Korea because it's inconsistent with their ideology. So what they decided to do, create their own version, apparently, NK-pop. The amount of cringe may actually be overwhelming. Be advised. Okay, so for those of you who are still with us and did not expire from cringe, here is what I think. With smiles that look like they've been plastered on by government decree, these performers are charming their way into the hearts of, I don't know whom exactly, probably Kremlin loyalists, or at least they are trying to, you know, forget catchy lyrics, dazzling choreography, although they did have dance moves. I mean, this is pure propaganda. It's as awkward as it sounds, and it makes me think, what are they going to come up with next? Because they're trying to imitate modern pop culture. What if one day they are going to try and create North Korean metalcore? Let's do a breakdown for the great leader. Hopefully not, but if they do, I have a great name for the band. Call it Brain Rot. Trust me, best name you could ever come up with. But hey, in the excess of awkwardness, Russia, Iran and North Korea, this is what passes for cultural exchange, apparently. Who needs innovation or genuine artistry? We can just shout glory to the supreme leader in harmony. Clearly, Moscow's social media feeds needed a little extra help in the soul-crushing monotony department. Bravo, comrades. And with this, we conclude this episode of Break the Fake. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.